you. So, good morning, everyone. My name is Trinh. I'm a PhD student in Dr. David Nutrition Lab at Auburn University. Today, I'm very happy to be here to share about our trial with the title "Effect of the Different Level of Corn Fermented Protein and Yeast Diets on Growth Performance plus Chemistry and Intestinal Bacterial Community of Florida Pompano, Trachinotus, carolinus." So we know that Florida Pompano is famous especially in the U.S. It will distribute grain from the Mid-Eastern United States of America to Brazil, and the high demands of market make this species become more and more popular with the high values on the market. Also, this species already has been done about a rootstock and larval rearing established. Moreover, the advantage of this species, they can tolerate to the high salinity and they can grow fast. However, the commercial diet for species specific still not unknown about this species, so that's why we should focus on nutrition requirement for this species. And based on the advantage of Florida Pompano, they can high tolerance with the wide range of the diets. So, however, inside their formulation, it still needs the requirement around 10 to 15% of animal protein in their diets, and we want to decrease the amount of fish meal and poultry meal like animal protein inside the diet for Pompano with the increasing of the plant-based diet. In recent year, the soybean meal is more and more used for replace the fish meal. So the question is whether have another ingredient outside is better than soybean meal. That question leads us to the ethanol industry about the corn fermented, the corn product of the ethanol industry. As you can see in the picture, the corn product it not only produce the ethanol or the oil, but also it can produce the rice distillate with the soluble, and with including the high fruit protein inside around 28 to 32% of fruit protein. Never stop at that point with applying a lot of modern technology, multiple steps to, for example, extracting the lipid and removing the brain germ part and fermenting endosperm portion. We collect the final product, it called corn fermented protein with the high protein, it's higher than 48%. Here is a table we compare between the soybean meal and corn fermented protein. You can see the fruit protein is quite higher than from the corn fermented compared to the soybean meal. However, the methionine inside the corn fermented also higher than soybean meal. So back to the question why in our trial we choose corn fermented protein compared to the traditional DDGS. The corn fermented protein have high protein, lower lipid content, lower in the anti-nutrition factors, and lower fiber. On top of that, we found the product from the RPMG group, the Ontario corn fermented, we will use in our trial. So our study aimed to determine the efficacy of the corn fermented at different levels as protein sources in the radical Florida Pompano feed formulation by growth performance plus biochemistry and the microbiome, the gut microbiota. Moving to the diet preparation, we formulate the diet with the corn fermented at different level 5, 10, 20% inclusion in diet replace for the soybean meal. However, in our formulation, we also using the fermented yeast at 2% inclusion in the diet. To, as you know, confermented protein, including like fruit protein from the corn, and the protein maybe come from the yeast. So we want to evaluate the independence between yeast and protein inside the corn. That's why we're including the yeast in our diet. And on the that will have the consistent about the fruit protein 40% and 8% of fruit lipids. That will make at Auburn University Nutrition Lab. And for the raw child, we will stock 10 fish per tank in the recirculating clear water system with the initial weight of the fish around 6 grams. And during 12 weeks, every 2 weeks, we will weigh the fish to adjust the amount of the fish and to see how the animal grows. We choose feeding them 6 times a day. And for the water quality, they are like the temperature, DO, salinity will measure twice a day, and total ammonia, nitrite, and pH will measure twice a week. At the end of 12 weeks, we will group weigh the Pompano and then analyze the whole body proximate. Otherwise, three fish per group will collect the blood and centrifuge to collect the serum to analyze the blood biochemistry. Also, we collect the stool in the intestine to look at the gut microbiota. On the data, we'll analyze using the SAS and R to detect the significant difference between the treatment based on the p-value flow and 0.05 one-way ANUVA. For the result of water quality, on the parameter will maintain the suitable range for fish growth. And for the result of the diet, proximate and amino acid composition, you can look at the table. We can see the raw protein and raw fat equal on the treatment. Also only have some difference in the raw fiber at the highest dose of the CFP inside diet. And for the spider graph on the right hand side, it shows no indeficiency about the 10 essential amino acids inside our diet. In terms of raw performance, we didn't find any significant difference between the raw parameter across the diet. However, the diet with the CFB 20% inclusion inside show the higher final weight gain compared to another treatment, but no significant difference were found. We also running regression with the 3 different models like linear, quadratic, and broken line. Based on the quadratic AIC R square, we will determine which the fixed model to be used to identify the relationship between the different inclusion level of CFB and weight gain as well as protein retention. You can see the weight gain showing like the numerically slightly increase with at the high level of CFB compared to another diet, but it's not it's just the minimum because the R square below 25%. Moving to the result for the whole body inside the fish, we also no significant difference were found in terms of protein, fat, as and energy across the diet. For the serum biochemistry result on the diet will show the suitable range in the plus biochemistry is not any significant difference were found. Moving to the gut microbiome, in this analysis, we just focus on 3 diets: basal and the highest dose of CFB inside the diet, and the diet with 2% of yeast. We did for the figure about the Alpha University and Beta University. By beta diversity and alpha diversity, it shows no significant difference were found, and all the diet have the same the contributing of the microbiome. And moving for the phylum level of the fecal, we found that the dominant species is for example, Robacteria, Actinobacteriota, Fusobacteria, Bacteriota is on the benefit bacteria inside the marine species. And for the genus level, we found also the same similar result like the phylum, just the special one is Mycobacterium were found higher in the diet, including yeast 2% compared to another diet. Also, we found a Vibrio, but it's just small amount. It usually appears in the marine species gut. For the summary, we found that the CFB up to 20%, including in the diet, didn't affect any on the raw performance, blood chemistry, and gut microbiota of the Florida Pompano in clear water system. And CFB can use the protein sources in practice diet for Florida Pompano. We would like to say thank you to USDA for funding our trial, and the Florida Atlantic University for supply us the fish, the Pompano. Moreover, we want to say thank you the RPMG group for the product of CFP, and all the members in Dr. David Nutrition Lab to take care on the child. Thank you for your attention. Yeah, the further research should be detect about the higher dose upper than like 25, 30 to see whether long-term culture or any medical mechanism inside it will affect on raw or microbiome.